Hey,
I mean,
everybody.
they do get breaks though, right?
Who?
I mean, we get a break, don't we? I get a break,
Ah!
right?
Hey, this is Michelle. Michelle and Hamlin, we're back. We had some technical difficulties. We are talking. This is Blacks in Entertainment. And today we're talking about Akon and his company, Solektra Global Energy Solutions. So, sorry about that. Say hello, Hamlin.
Yes, hello, how's it going?
Yeah. So, where we kind of left off is I was going to show his company, which is Solektra. What is it? Solektra International LLC. And I was on the website, so I kind of want to show you guys that. And you can easily go to it through Google. Now, on the website, as I was saying, there is a logo on there, Hamlin, that says Akon Lighting. Let me go back to it.
Okay.
It says Akon Lighting Africa. So, yeah. So in the on Black TV, he announced that 17 million customers. That was end of 2017. So that's 2 years old almost, actually.
Yeah.
So it's probably grown a lot more now.
Exactly. We're in 2019 right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, that's an old video. A lot of progress since then. But yeah, these are things that are something that should be discussed now. We're in 2019. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure people at that time too were talking about it, but we're trying to just bring some more attention to how great it is. So let's see what this video is about here.
Okay. Yeah, because it's definitely a great structure that he's partnered up, and like I was explaining before, he's not doing it on his own. He definitely partnered up with the right people, made the right connections, and so this type of project, or any type of project where you're coming into an area, a country, you want to make sure you're connecting with the right people, get your affairs in order. And of course it's got to be of some interest to you as well. There's got to be a need, and he did see the need, and he did have interest in it. Him being from Africa, so he understood the importance of it. And that's pretty much what he organized. But again, it wasn't just him alone.
Now, where is he from in Africa?
In Senegal.
He's from Senegal? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a part of West Africa.
Yeah, I know where Senegal.
Yeah. But some people, like we know Michelle, but other people might not know.
What Senegal is. Yeah, so it's good. I mean, it's good. He's adventuring out and doing something where he's not just putting music first. And I mean, he's not the only one that's doing it. A lot of Black artists people are waking up.
Yes.
And you have to put your money in a lot of different areas. They said a rich man has 7 streams of income. So that's I think that's what people need to live by. When they're talking about acquiring assets and wealth, is that if you have to have multiple streams of income, not just only have your job, but maybe have your job and have a small business on the side, or if you or your husband have a business, or I think it's always good to have a business and a business venture. Different things, and I like to see a lot more Black people, period, do a lot more investment in business. And the ones like the LeBron James and, you know, your entertainers and your Oprahs and stuff like that, the ones that got that big money, you know, there's so much that they can do, you know. Now, I mean, he speaks a lot about building up Africa, you know, and, you know, I don't know. I'm not so much, I mean, I wouldn't even call myself a Pan-Africanist, you know, but if you know what I mean by that. But I do believe in Africa and investing in Africa. But I do believe that, you know, a lot of Black Americans, a lot of your Black, even in the Black conscious community, and just, you know, we can't forget about Africa, but we do have to remember where we live too. You know what I'm saying? So yes. I would like to see a lot more investments go into America as well. You know, he's taken advantage though of the energy resources and, you know, the emerging markets. You know, they don't call those countries over there in Africa and India anymore third world countries. You know, I've heard people still use it, but I mean, if you're using the word third world countries, you're out of date. They call it emerging markets. So these emerging markets are growing, and Africa sits right in the forefront of that. And that's why you have these investors like China and, you know, and you know, that you know, they're trying to invest in Africa. They, you know, and so, and I will say that there is a lot of issues with that. You know, I don't know, we don't have to get into that today, but there's a lot of issues in terms of where still a lot of the leaders and the people that, you know, who are running the countries are still pocketing, and there's still a lot of individualism versus collectivism where, you know, the people in Africa, you know what I'm saying? Right. Politics. Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. You know, and that's the thing too, is that, you know, with a lot of the politics that was involved in doing such a project or any project,
mm-hmm.
you just have to be really mindful. You know, some certain people might not like it, certain people will.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but at the end of the day, you still have to have a vision and see your vision through, and just know that, you know, you're not going to be here to please everybody. You're not going to be here to do everything, but, you know, if there's a need there and there's a goal, it's going to be fulfilled. You know, if you have a country, and unless you've been to Africa and seen a lot of these countries, I mean, Akon kind of touched on it, but I mean, some of the areas are like really, really poor. I mean, like really, really poor. Like there's ghettos here in America, but they're not ghetto like how they are in Africa. It's really, really bad in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so to come to these type of areas and to bring something to the light is really, really good. You know, and in terms of, you know, doing projects in America, yeah, you can do projects in America. You know, there are things going on here, you know, but, you know, one thing that I experienced personally, you know, just by being in Africa is that when you're there, you know, it's a little more open arms when it comes to, you know, people being of African descent doing projects or shows or anything of that sort overseas. You know, you get a lot more opposition, and at least that's what I've experienced, more opposition in America as opposed to over there in Africa. So, and again, you got to understand Akon is African. So,
right.
You know, he has more, it's more, you know, for him in terms of
personal.
Where I was born, it's more personal.
Right.
You know, so if you're not born in Africa, you know, it may not, you know, be as personal to you, but
exactly. No, I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I think that's wonderful. Yeah, because he is African.
Yeah, you know, but if you're
I'm just saying, you know, there's quite a bit of, you know, for when I see and hear, like, say, like when Oprah, when she donated that money to, you know, the South African school over there for those girls, you know, and, you know, we didn't hear so much about, you know, her doing, you know, the same. Well, she could have did that over in America as well, because, you know, we need good schools over here in this country as well, you know, for our children. So, you know, it's stuff like that, you know, so that's kind of you know, what made me think about that. And when you think about, you know, you hear a lot, you know, about people who are just traveling to Africa a lot and just, doing this and doing that, whatever. And I just like, with investments, I mean, just don't forget about America. That's all I'm saying. Just don't forget about America. Make sure you're investing in America and the communities here in America, because, one thing that we do talk about here, we have talked about here, is gentrification. Gentrification in the Black community, is a problem. And, a lot of our communities are not our Black communities anymore. They're not, communities. They're just, they're like, people are scattered around in a neighborhood now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't have businesses. We don't have, the community bases, in the inner cities and stuff, or even, even in some of the, we're being gentrified. So without that being said, that's why I always kind of focus on, make sure you're investing in America, because, America is on the decline as well. Now an investment like what Akon has done, though, investing in energy, though, that's wonderful, because he doesn't have all those restraints, like you were saying. He doesn't have all those regulatory issues to deal with, and then it looks like he's got some pretty good partners as well. So
I think that's what it is. It's not that he didn't have any opposition. It's just that, he did have opposition. It's just that, it's different when you're over there, and it's just different. Like there's probably more opposition over there, but at the same time, there's still more help, if that makes sense. Because in America, you have opposition, period, as being Black anyway, and as a male in America, point blank. But in Africa, you have opposition, but it's more with Africans. It's not with like,
right.
It's different.
Opposition amongst your own. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, it's a different opposition.
Right.
It's like, oh,
that's the opposition. I think that we just need to have more on a daily basis. All of us. So that's nice, because you got Black people running everything.
Yeah.
So, I'm just.
But it's definitely a deep topic. We could go deep. In terms of like the politics and a lot of the opposition that I'm sure he faced to get it going. It wasn't easy. And like I said, he did mention that if a lot of this stuff wasn't in the media, it might not have gotten to the point where it was, because a lot of people don't want Africa to thrive, even including, some of the people in Africa. Sad to say, they're happy with selling the resources and, selling these things off and, putting certain people into bondage. Some people are happy with that, that are in Africa, so when you're faced with this type of opposition, it's a lot different, but with something like this, you have to partner up with other people and, use, certain resources and certain connections and certain funding, in order to see it through. Because if not, it's just an idea, and, he can't do it on his own. He just really can't, but again, him being an entertainer makes it easier, because, he's an entertainer. So you're able to have these connections in entertainment. See, a lot of these connections he wouldn't make if he wasn't a known artist, because you can make these connections, just moving around, doing shows, and these are the type of people you come in contact with. So that's kind of like how my business works. I let people know that, the music business, whether you do movies, film, it's a stepping stone. It's a platform to do other things. That's part of what we're doing now. Is you have all these great actors, actresses, sports people that they have this platform, and they're using this platform to take things to the next level, to invest in their communities, to invest in other major projects, other businesses, to help fund things in America as well in other countries.
But do you think, I don't mean to interrupt you, but do you think that how many, because, you still see a lot of Black people, that don't want to still invest. I think that we have moved into a more within the last few years into a more Blackish conscious community where people are thinking more about things that are Black. There's more awareness to our, you know what I'm saying, in America. However, I don't know so much about, I think that still the investments are still, we still need to do a lot more than what we're doing.
Yes.
With having, businesses and investing in housing, and you're just more in our communities, and holding on to things, and even holding on to things that have, because, you have businesses that still, because Black businesses have a difficult time. So, just they shut down. I've got Bob business. One of my Bob members that we've had, I just recently found out her store closed, and so it's so I still, there's a lot more, and I know we it's very challenging for us, but so I mean, when it's important. It's so important to not always look abroad for, too, but yeah, he's from Senegal. I can take that. But, but the ones that are not from Africa, I mean, we need to invest into our cities. We need to invest into our communities. I can't emphasize that any other way.
Yeah. And just to touch on that is to realize that you can't do it on your own. See that, and that's why a lot of businesses shut down, or a lot of businesses don't thrive, because they try to do everything on their own. Like me, I'm a company, but I can't do everything on my own. So when it comes to certain projects, it's best for me to partner up with an investor, or another person or another company, and we come together and work on a project, and get something going, and put it in writing and organize it, and then submit it to the right people, and do the right business meetings, and have things set up. I think that's a lot of the stuff we lack. And then at the same time, we don't invest, like you said, in our communities. A lot of times we do these community events, but a lot of them aren't positive events, so they have negative outcomes, and because we're not connecting properly within our community. Like a lot of artists will come to me and say, well, they're wondering how to put albums out or singles out and do numbers and all these type of things. Well, first of all, what are you doing in your community? How are you helping them out? How are you helping yourself out as a person, much less as an artist? Because again, everything is about being a brand. So if your brand isn't being pushed in your community or in other parts of the country or the world, this online thing makes it a lot easier than 5, 10, 15 years ago when you actually have to get off your butt.
Oh yeah, 20 years ago now, bro.
So now you can organize your thoughts, connect with the right people in your community, do these type of events, and figure out the need. There's always a need in every community, always. But if you know your community and your area and what's the need, it could be a gym, it could be a boys and girls center, it could be maybe it could be a job center, where you're offering jobs to people. It could be, a networking center where you're networking with other small business owners in areas. Instead of just going to a club, invest in, okay, we're going to this networking event. Instead of people just, drinking and smoking, now we're going to sit down and have talks about how my business and your business can come together and do a project. Organizing and prioritizing our funds and allocating them as well. So these are the things that, why, we put these businesses to the forefront, because, these are big projects, but not every project has to be major in order to be successful. It could be just something in your city.
Right. It could be, right? It doesn't have to be a big investment at all, like you're saying. Yeah. I mean, you can start businesses have started with as little as $100, It doesn't, it just depends on what type of business that you have. I say one of the best, easiest businesses to start is, especially for a man, is to start a landscaping business. Get that landscaping license, go do that little class that you have to do with the state, and, pay that little regulatory fee. I mean, there's so many types of businesses that you can start. That, you could do online business, like you said. You could start up with, I mean, you have a lot of technology. You know, not everybody's so technology advanced. So, you know, sometimes online businesses. But, you know, if you want to invest, you know, just be cautious. Whatever you do, look at, you know, what the cost is, you know, versus what your benefits are going to be. You know, you have good debt and you have bad debts. Just make sure that your good debt is actually, you know, investing in something that's going to be, you know, you're going to get something out of it in the long run. So that's the main thing you have to focus on that. But yeah, I mean, people like Akon and, you know, we're going to talk about Nipsey Russ Hussle. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Nipsey Hussle and
there is a Nipsey Russell.
I know who Nipsey Russell is.
But this particular story is about Nipsey Hussle. Yeah. It's easy to confuse that. If you're old school, it's easy to confuse that. You're still old school. But when I first heard the name, I was like, man, I know Nipsey Russell.
Right.
But who's Nipsey Hussle?
So Nipsey Hussle. Yeah, he's been out for a minute, but you know, his investments. I'm getting some back feed. Let me see here.
But yeah, so we know where he got the name from. Michelle is our point. We know where he got it from.
Exactly.
He got it from Nipsey Russell.
Yeah.
But he just changed it and put Nipsey Hussle on it.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah. So I want to, you know, so we're going to, you know, I think we did pretty good for today. Okay. I think what I like to do is kind of end it off on that. I want to share with everybody, you know, your contact information, how people can get in touch with you as you being a Bob member and everything. You know, you're in San Antonio, but the work that you can do across the whole United States or worldwide. Is that
global scale?
Global scale. Okay. Yeah. All right. And then basically you got a Facebook page. What is that Facebook page that you have again?
Yeah, Facebook.com/Hamlin D. So HAMLIN.
Okay. And then you also have a website.
Yes,
for
my website
your
is
entertainment
www.dalrioentconsulting.com.
Okay. And then you got some projects coming up here too. I'm trying to open them up. I got some visuals, but you know, while I'm opening it up to show everybody, you've got a project that's coming up. What, in May or something? I think it is.
Yes, it's a cruise dinner show that is going to feature the artist Richie Stephens out in Florida. So it's the big cruise line. It's, you know, you don't have to gamble, you know, but there is gambling on it because it is a casino. But we have the top deck where we're going to do an actual show.
Okay. And that's going to be out of what city again is that? Out of what city?
Well, it's going out of Port Canaveral, and it's in Florida. Yeah, so we're going to meet up in Orlando, and actually we have buses available that are going to transport us to the actual port, and then from the port we actually go onto the ship, and you're there pretty much the whole night. And you get fed, and you know, there's, you know, like I said, there's slot machines, there's, you know, all kind of stuff. There's 2 decks. I think it's about 3 decks. It's a really big ship. Like, it's really, really big. You know? So we did it last year, and it went great. It was really, really great. You know, so we're doing it again this year, and then we have two different DJs and a band as well. So. Yeah, it's going to be real nice, you know, something for the mothers, you know. So, like, I take, you know, my mom, my aunt, everybody on, you know, we pretty much go on the ship. I take them out to eat and all that good stuff, and we just have a good day in the day. And then at night, we go on this, you know, cruise. And, yeah, it's pretty nice. It's fun. It's a fun weekend. You know, you got to honor the woman in your life, you know, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So, that is nice. That's wonderful. Okay. So, all right. And what's your telephone number?
Yeah, you can reach me at 444-8991.
Okay. And then you guys can also go to the website, bobrewards.club. He's got a profile. Just scroll down to the bottom. You'll see it for Dalrio Entertainment Consulting, but it's ENT short. But, he will be back again next Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I want you guys to join us then. And I want to thank everybody who, listen in with us. Again, my name is Michelle. I am with Bob Rewards Club. And again, Bob stands for Black-owned businesses. And here what we do is we highlight and we showcase Black-owned businesses, but we talk about issues that affect the Black community itself. Today, so we started this live podcast, which is going to be airing. We're going to be going live Monday through Friday. I'm sorry, on Sundays. Sorry about that. We don't do anything Monday through Friday here because I'm so busy as it is.
Yeah. We're all busy.
but it is. So, we're going to be starting this. And like today we were talking about Akon. Akon is Solektra, his company. And so, I want to say, hey, thank you, Akon, for investing into your Black community, because that's what it's about, is investing in your Black community. Okay. So I want to thank you again, and we'll see you guys next Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Again, visit our website, bobrewards.club. Join, like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Have a good day and have a good week.
All right. Bye-bye.